everyone. I just wanted to come to you real quickly, but I wanted to introduce myself first. I am Andrea Campbell. I am an author. I wrote the story, The Beautiful Journey, which chronicles my experience through cancer. But it's more than a book about cancer, it's about the lessons that I learned facing adversity. And so I would really appreciate if you support me and buy the book. I think you would be blessed. I am also a speaker. I love inspiring people to live their best lives on purpose. And when I say on purpose, I mean with intention. Like we are responsible for creating the life that we want for ourselves. And lastly, I am a transformational coach. I help people who feel stuck in life, like they go through the day-to-day routine and they don't know how to get out of that. They don't know how to move forward to live the life that they desire, deserve, and love for themselves. So if you are one of those people who need help and need someone to help move you along in your journey, just remember me. I can help you out. But I wanted to come on here quickly just to talk about something I thought about today as I was driving down the street. I rode past my old high school and I heard that it may be closing. So I thought, when I rode past it, I started thinking about the memories that I had. I was feeling very nostalgic at that moment. I thought about the teachers, the friendships that I made. I thought about my track days. I thought about my old principal, the late Mr. Martin. I had some wonderful memories there. And then all of a sudden, some just jumped in. Never be a teacher. Those words just popped in my head. Never be a teacher. So where did that come from? It came from a teacher. I don't even think he was my teacher. I think he was responsible for the tutoring program. I used to tutor math and science. And I remember him telling me one day that I should never be a teacher. And he said that I don't understand when people can't get stuff as easily as I do. And I understood exactly what he meant. Like if I got something like that, I expected someone else to get it just like that too, because that's how my brain worked. And so even though I understood where it was coming from, those words stuck in my head. I remember between my real estate career and my MBA, I was a substitute teacher. And I remember every morning the phone would ring and I'm like, I'm not good enough to teach a kid. I mean, I don't know. How silly does that sound, right? I mean, I'm saying this out loud and it sounds foolish to me even to this day, but that is what my thought was. Like, never be a teacher. Because this is what this man said to me. So what I want to say to you today is be careful of the words that you speak into someone because you never know how it will shape their lives, right? For years, I didn't think I was worthy enough to teach someone else's kids, even though I knew way more than what I needed to know to teach them. And then it just, even in my career, most of my career, I have taught and trained physicians who have 2 or 3 specializations, right? So I know that I was qualified enough to do that. But I just wanted to come on today to let you know that you have to be careful as to what you speak into someone. Like speak life. That's all I can ask you to do. And it makes me think of something else that I think I shared on Facebook before, but it was in regards to my first year in college. I went to Case Western Reserve University, which is an excellent school here in Cleveland. And of course, I was majoring in engineering. I stuck with the math and the science. But I was taking my first English class, and my professor pretty much told me that I needed to go to remedial English. Now, this was before any exams, before any testing was done. But based on the fact that I had gone to an inner city school, he thought it would be best if I did remedial English. And I told him I wasn't doing it. Like it wasn't required. The school didn't tell me that I needed to do it. And I hate saying this too, but it really bothers me because this guy was someone who was not even from the US. English was his second language, yet he's telling me that I needed remedial English. And so when I think about that, I can't help but to think about how that really, it did shake me for a while because I think it caused me to work that much harder in his class. I didn't change classes. I stayed in his class and I wanted to prove him wrong. But now when I sit here and think about the fact that I am an author, that I've written my book, I've actually written 2 books, but my first book, The Beautiful Journey, like I am so proud of that book. Like I put a lot of efforts and love in pouring myself out to people so that I can help inspire other people. Every person who's read my book has had wonderful things to say, and I so appreciate those of you who took the time to read my story. But I wanted to make my story bigger than me. You know, people don't really want to know about Andrea. My life is not that interesting, right? But I mean, and I do tell a lot about me, but I wanted my book to be something that people can insert themselves and go on their own beautiful journey. So for those of you who don't know or who hadn't heard me talk about my book before, after each chapter, I have questions for you to reflect on, right? So that you can go on your own journey of self awareness and self discovery. But I am so proud of the work that I do, the work that I've done with my book. And I had someone who I hold with high regards. She's a judge, and she called to tell me how she so appreciate me for writing my book and sharing. And she said the value of the wisdom that I share is way more than the cost of the book. And it just made my heart melt because really what I wanted to do with this book is everything that God poured into me as I was going through my experience. I wanted to pour into other people, to be able to help other people as they go through their own adversity, whether it's cancer or whatever it is, because we all will face adversity at some point. But I just shared that with you because I didn't let that English professor keep me thinking that I wasn't good enough to be an author. Like, of course, you know, as I said, math and science is my thing. But now writing is too. Like, I am using the other side of my brain, being creative. And I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to do that. And if you want to buy my book, because I'll throw this out here for you, it is available on Amazon.com, or you can find it on Barnes and Noble's website as well. And if you want an autographed copy, then you have to contact me, and then I can, you know, write in it to you and then send it to you. But I just wanted to share this with you today because we have to be careful about the words that we say to people, especially those who are easily influenced. We have to speak life. We have to speak into them and not put them down because we just don't know how our words will form their lives. Alrighty, so that is it for today. You all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will be back talking to you again soon. Take care.